Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last video, we made our way out here to the Black Sea. We were introduced to Chief Briggs, to the doctor whose name I currently forget. We began figuring out what it was that they wanted us to do. Sounds like we're going to be assigned to an away team to go and scavenge for whatever it is that the museum of Dis wants from this location in the Black Sea. And then we were attacked by savages. You can see all the bodies of them littering the ground here. We won. I've learned a hard lesson, which is that although I would love to charge up and begin wading through them all, I can't. Nets are going to stop me. And then we stand still for endless amounts of turns while we get plinked to death by spears and crossbows, having to rely on Agents Incorporated to kill them. They're not the best at that, so... Anyway, the next thing I think we're going to do is talk to the professor. Then we're going to litter the ground outside with caltrops. You're still in one piece. Very good. What's Yehoda's status? She's alright. She's with the rest of the troops. Are you alright, Professor? I think so. I haven't been this close to death since the Battle of Dis. Goodness me, Richard. There were so many of them. But their voices... that language... They are dead now, Professor. They won't be bothering you anymore. I hope you're right, Gabriel. But I feel they aren't going to leave us alone just yet. Who were these natives anyway? The Professor and the Chief exchange looks briefly before the latter responds to you. Listen up. There are two major factions that control the Black Sea, the pirates and the natives. The pirates call themselves the Grim Jetters. They control the southern and southeastern waters. They are not actively interfering with their operations as yet, although our patrols have had several violent encounters with them. Whereas these savages have been a thorn in our side ever since we arrived here. By the caverns, these violent, inarticulate creatures are the cause for almost all of our problems here. And now they are trying to raze the camp to the ground and butcher us all. Goodness me. They obviously feel threatened by your presence. We tried communicating with them, but their first and only response was to resort to violence. Professor, it appears that Lattleman has been correct all along. I had him ask around Core City about the natives while we were there. Barring a few old tales, no one ever reported seeing people matching their description. Whoever they are, they've had little to no contact with the rest of South Underrail. Goodness me, Richard. Who are we dealing with? These people must have settled here after Biocorp withdrew all its military from the Black Sea. But when and why? They do not appear to have adopted any of the NFT technology. So why come here? Biocorp military? NFT? Professor, we will continue this conversation later. I need to return to my men. I have yet to determine the casualties and overall damage we have suffered. Can you at least tell me about this NFT? That will have to wait, Gabriel. See Marcus about your gear. His tent is the one just across from this one. Once I have assembled a recovery team, I will brief you. One moment, please, Gabriel. Would you mind going to Jeremy Seeger's tent, and seeing if he has compiled any of the recovered information so far? The network is down, hopefully temporarily, and he's not responding to his comm. We are going to need this data if we plan on dispatching a recovery team. Don't you gentlemen agree? Of course he doesn't mind. Here are your orders. Collect your equipment from Marcus first, then go to Seeger. His tent is the one past the medical tent. Then return to the Professor. Is that clear? Nod. Do not keep Professor waiting. Nod. Professor? He leaves. Tony and Marcus seem to be discussing something and are unaware of your presence. I gotta say, I'm impressed with you, Marky. Not only did you not get zoned out, but you actually did something useful during the fight. Sure, you play with your little toys from the safety of your tent, but hey, you got the job done. This is a compliment, correct? And just for the record, the turrets can work autonomously. However, in situations such as this one, It is always the wisest course of action to have someone behind the controls for better target assessment. No, 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 Marky, no, no! How many times have I got to remind you? You got to put it kind of like this. Well, if it wasn't for me, you pipe worker, you'd be checking the pipes from your forehead right now. Yeah. Where I'm from, you got to pull out them hardcore comebacks, not go on about, you know, target assessment. Checking the pipes? Oh, grind it. It's Court City slang, Marky. It means to take a leak, to piss. That whole phrase was supposed to mean that one of the freaks would have made a hole in my forehead and... Okay, forget the slang. Use your own words. Just not one of your la-di-da words like urinating or ejecting bladderal liquid waste. Don't be absurd, Tone. No one uses that expression. You just made it up. Well, it's how all you Northerners, fat rats, and the rest of the la-di-das sound to me. You're too... uptight. He squishes his nose upward. You all sound like you're gonna get pipe-working cancer if you say a naughty word. You use far too many dumb, sterile euphemisms that suckle the fun in the language, Marky, so please, the next time you want to go check the pipes, you're not urinating, but going for a piss. I see where this is going. How about this? If it hadn't been for me and my turrets, your head would have been impaled on a spear and paraded around angrily, you stinker. What the? No, oh, you're so lame, it hurts my, While Tony is holding it onto his crotch and acting out utter agony, Marcus is slowly squeezing his forehead into a chasmic frown. He erupts as soon as his irritation reaches its peak. How about I bust your nose and take your mind off your groin? Oh, that's it, yeah. You're getting the hang of it. Oh, I'm glad you at least got some of it in you, Marky. There's still hope. Give me another one, come on. I want to hear a hardcore insult. You want to check your pipes? You've been checking your windpipe instead after I ran my fist down your throat. Listen to this, Marcus. Now that's someone who's got it. Not only should the line be hardcore, but delivery's gotta be spot on too. You want to make the guy soil his pants all the way. Oh, you're that new sec trooper, huh? That's Gabriel, a true badass. Nice to meet you, Gabriel. I'm Marcus Weatherer. I saw you fought through the turret's visual feed. Impressive. You stood there and took all those crossbow bolts and spear hits while not being able to move. Unlike Blabbermouth here, he didn't even take a single crossbow hit at all. You're getting the hang of it, Marky. Keep poking. Yes, well, tell us, what do you need? I need something that lets me get rid of nets. I wanted to speak with you, Marcus. What do you need? Chief Briggs told me to see you about collecting my gear. Right away. Hey, Tone, would you mind handing me one of the suits? Right away. Meanwhile, take this. He hands you a device. Here's a navigation and communications device. Its communication range is substantial and should cover the entire Black Sea. Still, I can't tell you how it's going to behave once you move beyond that or go to any other cave systems or NFT facilities. As for navigation, it's fairly simple. The screen will display the grid square of the currently loaded coordinate system you're in. Now, pay attention here. The coordinate system currently displayed is the one recovered from an NFT device. This means that the coordinates you read on NFT devices are the ones your navcom can point you to. We'll all be using these coordinates during the expedition, so we'll understand each other. Hopefully. He smiles. He points to the navcom's display. Right now, we're in D6, as you can see. Just to make it clear, letters represent your position along the east-west axis, numbers along your north-south axis. Here, Tony approaches you with a complete suit of Aegis Incorporated combat armor in his hands. As he returns to his spot behind the desk, you notice him putting away a couple of nylon bags which were most likely used to store the items he just gave you. There's your armor. I don't think I should explain how to put it on. You have your own weapons, or that's what I've been told, but if you need anything from our armory, talk to that guy over there. He points to Lattleman. That's me. That's him. He's also got weapon attachments, spare parts, and a plethora of other related items. If you need energy weapons or anything high-tech, on the other hand, see me. And that should be... Oh, yes, wait, let's just check if the comm is working properly. Push that button, that one there, and say something. Gabriel here. He speaks into his own communication. Testing, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Alright, everything appears to be in order. The device will display a name next to each of the channels so you can know who you're talking to. I'm on channel 1. Contact me if you need some help, info, or if you need to speak to someone from the staff who doesn't have a comm of his own. That's it. You got your gear, and I hope everything was clear. Show me some high-tech stuff. And he is actually buying some blueprints. We can finally get rid of these two we've been carrying for a while. And I don't think he's going to be selling anything I'm interested in. Yeah, his gear is lower level. But it doesn't matter. He has 300 Charons that we can start trading some of this stuff for. So we'll do that. Any natives in sight, Gabriel? Makes me feel like them arena challengers waiting for a match with the beasts. Oh, we have Mercantile this time around, right? Let's see what special gear he's got. You sneaky rascal. Me? Lean closer. You must have smuggled some kind of contraband to the camp during your resupply trip to Core City. Maybe there's something I'd be interested in buying as well. Sorry to disappoint you, Gabriel, but I'd never do such a thing. Mostly because Briggs would hang me by my best friends if he ever found out. But he won't, will he? Look, Briggs is a bit strict when it comes to certain things like booze or drugs, but I figured the sect troopers are having it real hardcore out there and need some stuff to relax, or to give them an edge when the crap hits the zoner. Let me show you what I mean. Is he selling something special, I wonder? Oh, holy crap, we can make vehicle repair kits. I guess we'll take that. I do not need the sect troop armor. I guess I'm going to keep the helmet just as a memento for this. But I do not need the actual armor itself. It is... Okay, well, it's decent against bullets and shotgun shells. As you can see, it reduces the damage from critical hits a little bit. Gives us more fortitude to resist mental attacks, and the armor penalty is almost non-existent. But we have our armor, which I much prefer. Now, what special stuff is he selling? Mushroom brew. Oh, he sells super soldier drugs. Oh, this is interesting. I expected him to sell more of what he normally sells, weapons and the various types of components. But this is, I like this. He snuck in some super soldier drugs. So as you can see, this increases all of our stats by 2 and combat skills by 20% for 4 turns. And I want them. Oh, he buys crossbows, so I want to bring my crossbows here. Let's go talk to Seeger. Oh, and then we'll stop by the medical tent as well while we're here. An alluring scent invites you inside. It's rich, pleasant, and strong enough to draw a hopper out of its crevice. It's like coffee, but smells infinitely better than the dark brown dust mixed with water consumed throughout South Underrail. This is something from the north. And if the delightful aroma is any indication, tasting it has got to be quite an experience. You take a step towards the man sitting at the desk, looking at letters and numbers and symbols of various kinds scrolling across his screen. He hears you and turns around, and in his hand, a tea flask of smoking black liquid. It is coffee, after all. Yo, you need something? Are you Jeremy Seeger? Professor Oldfield told me to see you. Yeah, the one. You gotta be one of the new sect troopers, huh? Welcome to the Hell's Gut, man. That name seems more than appropriate the more time we spend here. Am I right now? Well, anyway, what have you got for me? Well, what do you do around here? Well, I'm the person who gets called when a cooler in someone's desktop is louder than ass, when a mobile ain't working right due to fat finger syndrome, and inappropriate usage in general, or when I lost all my data cause the power died, when in fact his data is fine, he just doesn't know where he's been saving it. What I was actually brought here to do is data recovery, decryption, analysis, Excel, but some people don't realize that and bug me about each and every triviality they encounter. So if your mobile's acting funky, please leave me out of it. Sile. You're using some strange words I'm not familiar with. The ones starting with X. Oh, like extreme and zit? It's complicated. It's Hexagonian X. Slang, sorry. I totally forgot you're a southerner and you don't know about that stuff. I mean, don't take it the wrong way, man. It's just that you people prefer the arena, okay? Since that's what you have here. I mean, not because one is worse than the other. Actually, it's not a really good comparison at all because of the, you know. I should just, I mean, stop talking now. Forget I said anything. How about we simply change the subject? Okay. Professor Oldfield wants to know if you've compiled the recovered data for him. We're under attack, man. Now, I may be a kind of person that rarely lifts my ass from the chair, but even I am not that extreme to sit here and sift through this stuff while people are dying, like, around me. He turns to the computer and opens a file, sighing. Yeah, I do have some of the important bits sorted. I'll send it to him as soon as the network's Oh, Marcus sorted the power. Extra. Sending it now. What's this about, really? The data? The professor mentioned it's some kind of a breakthrough discovery. Oh yeah, you betcha. You see, ever since we got here, we've been trying to find a way to enter that building across from my tent, the keep. The panel by the gate is totally unresponsive, and the walls are extremely thick and sturdy. Hey, the building did survive the biocorp assault on the island after all, and, you know, we don't just want to blow things up here unless we really gotta. Now, the building's still got power, okay? As we're easily picking that up on our instruments. But so far, we haven't found a way to interface with that panel, until I recovered this data. According to it, the panel is actually a scanner which authenticates a person based on a small active radio frequency identification, or ARIFID, a microchip that is most often implanted in the right hand. So if you find one of those microchips or learn to... Wait a second. Why am I telling you all this? Let's gesture him to proceed. Well, okay. We find a working chip and we're in. All the other NFT facilities should work the same way, so we'll be able to gain access to those as well, if we can get through the natives. Anyway, it seems every NFT citizen had an implant. These implants also contain some other personal data, but that is of secondary importance right now. So where do we find one of these chips? Now that's the... An ascending two-tone note, a sound, interrupts your conversation, like a booted, and something flashes on the bottom of his right screen. Excuse me for a moment, Mr. Professor. He puts his coffee aside and his headset on, adjusts the microphone and clicks the icon flashing on his screen. A window pops up, its top right corner bearing what appears to be the University of Dis logo, an outline of a frontal view of a grandiose building placed in a circle, under which University of Dis is written in a serif font. Then the face of Professor Oldfield appears, speaking words only Seeger can hear. Yes, sir? You did? He turns to you, still talking Professor. Huh, yeah, he's here. I'll tell him. He's still facing you, but his gleaming eyes are looking through you. Oh, thank you, sir. He smiles. I know it. I am well aware of that, sir. Excel. I dropped the comm once the attack started and broke it. Yes, I understand. What did the professor say? Really? Yes, sir. Thank you again, sir. Extra. Yes, I'll tell him what you said. Goodbye. Sorry, Seeger. What did the professor say? That you should see him now. Anyway, you stopped at, now that's the... Actually, the professor will fill you in on the rest. I better get going then. Okay, see ya. No reason for us to be hostile. We'll be told or we won't, right? Gabriel's not spyish like Garrett is, so we won't push people if they don't want to tell us what's going on. And once again, sorry, I see that number 9 up there. I want to get rid of it. That means doing all that. There we go. Oh, remember everyone, I didn't mention at the beginning of this, but this is probably going to be an entire video of just talking to people. I don't think there'll be any exploring or what have you in this one. You're here, Gabriel. Good. Seeger just sent me the files. And told me to see you. Yes, I have asked you to come to my tent in order to explain to you what this whole expedition is about, what its purpose is, as well as the details of your first mission, for, after all, unless you have sufficient wider knowledge on the subject of our interest here, one cannot expect you to perform optimally, can he? Nod. Some 3 to 3.5 centuries ago, this whole enormous cavern, was chosen as the location of a major NFT project. the abbreviation standing for New Frontier Technologies, a supercorporation that can be said to have been comparable to Biocorp in power and influence, to Biocorp and the other 4 supercorporations to be exact. Say nothing. New Frontier Technologies is, or was, I should be more accurate, a supercorporation primarily dedicated to discovering, exploring, and populating new environments, worlds mankind could only dream of making their homes. They developed technologies that would allow them to adapt these environments to the needs of mankind, but also do it in such a fashion as to preserve it as much as possible, or in a case of barren, desolate places, to breathe new life into them and turn them into something greater. They were explorers, visionaries, futurists, and, as often follows, utopists. We do not, or might not, ever know where they had expanded following the descent, and whether they have met any success, but the one place they've settled in that we know of is right here under the surface in this sea, where, sadly, their success no longer resides. You mentioned something about Biocorp military. Are they responsible for all of this? Yes. It has been known for years with great certainty that it was Biocorp's navy that had demolished NFT's facilities and killed, for all we know, the entire population. It was a holocaust. This very island was the first and last stand NFT made before their demise. The exact reasons for this brutal, merciless act are still under debate, but the best substantiated and thus most popular hypothesis is that Biocorp had seen NFT as competition and sought to eliminate them. Some scholars say that they had been in conflict even before the descent, but then again, there is also strong evidence suggesting the exact opposite. He shrugs. What is a fact is that Biocorp was the one who initiated the attack on NFT after discovering their facilities here. That much we know from the Central Archive records. But more on these some other time. Let us remain focused, for we could go on forever on this subject. He takes a sip of water. So far we've established what NFT was, what their vision was, and that the Black Sea is one of the locations, if not the only, where they attempted to realize it. What follows is their demise at the hands of Biocorp military, right after which things became rather dark and unclear. I have to use the bathroom, everyone. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. Ooh. Okay. Back. Our mission here is to unearth history, to piece together the events that led NFT inhabiting this place following the descent, to learn what happened during their reign and what their technological achievements were, what they discovered. Not only that, but also what happened in subsequent years, after they had ceased to be. Biocorp slowly abandoned the Black Sea after making sure their enemies would not rise again. But we don't know why. They never exploited any of the NFT achievements here, nor expanded into the same area themselves. Why? This place has been shunned ever since. I think there has to be a reason. There were many questions that await answers, and we hope this expedition will bring us just that. Answers. Your ultimate mission, Gabriel, no matter the recovery or escort job you might have been sent on, is to bring us history, technology, art. Have you seen the enthralling sculptures that still guard their long-dead creators? The lighthouses, proud and beautiful, guiding even those they were not built to guide? They produce so much, and it would be a shame not to preserve such marvels. And their technology, born out of the supersteel, will to tame the untamable. The technology could illuminate this dark world for us like we've never imagined. He drinks some more water. Goodness me, even despite the dangers, right now I personally wouldn't be anywhere else but here. Which brings us to my first assignment. Oh, yes. Now that with that out of the way, let's proceed to your mission. Seeger has recently managed to recover data from one of the NPCs. I heard that part already, microchips and all. Oh, I see. How much did he manage to tell you before I video called him? He told me that the NFT personnel were implanted with these microchips, and that they can be used to open the keep and other facilities. He didn't tell me where to get one, though. Ah, good. As far as we know, all the personnel had them implanted in their right hand between the root of their thumb and the index finger. But the problem is that all of the bodies we found on the island either have been missing or damaged limbs as consequences of the battle in which they fell. Those that had an intact right hand had microchips that are sadly no longer in a functional state. Finding bodies is a difficult task since it seems that the largest battle occurred here, right on the island. Those who did not participate have remained locked up in the facilities, and most probably, and these facilities we cannot open. Most, I should say, because there is one, the West Storage Depot. What can you tell me about it? The chief will give you the details. I've told you my part. The rest is up to Chief Briggs. See him in his tent. I've forwarded the data Sigurd sent me. He checks the computer. Yes, I did. There. That is all I had for you. Do you have any other further questions? Our discussion was most interesting, but I will head straight to Chief Briggs' tent. Goodbye, Professor. Take care, Gabriel. And Chief Briggs is right down here. Gabriel. Professor Oldfield sent me to see you, sir. You finished his task? Yes, sir. He also explained to me our mission here, and introduced me to my first assignment before sending me here. Very good. Have you collected your gear from Marcus? Yes. Very good. Your assignment is to find a working microchip so that we can pass the authentication and authorization scan in order to keep the keep and other facilities. If the data Sigurd... Keep? What is that? Oh, enter. Enter the keep in our facilities. If the data Sigurd has recovered is correct. But we have little reason to doubt it at this point. You might have noticed that there is no one else present with us. That's because you will be going on this mission alone. I have no issue with that. Very good, but I will give you the reason in just a moment. The West Storage Depot is where we're likely to find one of these microchips, since it's the only facility that's currently accessible. However, during our original recon of the Black Sea, we've noticed several locations where engagements between NFT and Biocorp forces have taken place. There could be bodies there with functional microchips, but we'll need to do a more thorough search of the areas. These locations are close to native territory, so I'll dispatch one heavily armed recovery team to investigate these locations as soon as I'm done with you. Meanwhile, West Storage Depot is located not too far from here, and while not free of danger, it's less likely to turn into a war zone. Therefore, we'll have several locations covered, which increases our chances of finding these microchips. If we're able to do that quickly, before the natives are able to reconsolidate their forces and attack us again, we'll be able to withdraw all our teams back to the camp in time for defense. Understood. What can you tell me about the West Storage Depot? It is currently home to a community of muties. We haven't tried making any contact with them so far. You'll be our first representative. Our jet ski patrols have approached the island a few times, and while muties did not respond with hostility, it doesn't mean that they won't to your presence. Especially not after this attack. We don't know anything of the relations with the natives, but all our observations so far have shown the area to be free of natives. To summarize, you are to sail west to B7, enter the NFT facility, and attempt to attain a functional AFRID microchip. If the muties are cooperative, try and extract any useful information from them. How you choose to accomplish your assignment is up to you. This concludes your briefing, Sec Trooper. This concludes your briefing. Sec Trooper Jenkins is back from patrol and is waiting for you at the docks to give you your keys to your jet ski. You will need it to reach the island. Jet ski. I don't know if you call them here differently, but I'm thinking about single-seat jet-propelled vessels. You've seen them at the dock. I don't know how to ride a jet ski, Chief. The ones we use are quite simple to operate. Jenkins will tell you all you need to know. That will be all, Gabriel. So long, Chief. Alright, let's get our initial jet ski that we're not going to be keeping for too long, I think. Sec Trooper Gabriel, I'm Sec Trooper Jenkins. I came here to receive the keys to one of the jet skis. Have you ridden one before? Yes. Good, then I don't need to explain how to ride one. You'll be using one of the two makeshift jet skis we acquired recently. Yours is the larger one. Do not let their appearance deceive you. They are mechanically in good condition. I thought I was going to get one of the good ones. They are far too valuable to be given to inexperienced personnel. For now, you'll be using the one I showed you. I understand. Can I get the keys now? Yes, here you are. She hands you the jet ski key. If you need energy cells to recharge your jet ski, see Marcus. And remember, it's best to use high-capacity fusion cells. For maintenance repairs or technical inquiry, talk to Lattleman. That's all the time I have. I need to return to my patrol duty soon. Good luck, Sec Trooper, and take care of your jet ski. I'll try. Goodbye. She nods and leaves. We are now going to go back to Core City, everyone. Now, normally, You are not allowed to go back to Core City, I think, so early. You must try to complete a few tasks out here. However, we brought juice with us. Quite a bit of juice with us. 4 more of it. And so, I am aware of a place, of a portal, that we will be able to take to get back. And there it is. You see a small, bright, flat-looking ripple in the otherwise two-dimensional space around you. Attune yourself to the rift. You fix your eyes and rippling energy to the rift and focus your mind on it. You can almost feel your consciousness flowing from your forehead into the rift on a wave of juice. For a brief moment, with a deafening shriek, your mind is flooded with countless images, all indiscernibly mushed up into mental white noise. You snap out of it with a gasp. You see the rift more clearly now. It beckons you closer. Let's travel to the Core City Merchant District first. Now, when I was here with Garrett last time, I did tasks first before I eventually was able to leave the Black Sea. And the Agents Incorporated will allow you to ride to here and back for, I think, 50 Charons total. You can also take your jet ski here and back if you wish as well, but you'll find it about the same, well, maybe not the same price, but it's going to cost you 1 or 2 fusion cells to make that trip, depending upon the battery that you're using and the speed of your jet ski. Good. Oscar is rebuying equipment. He's buying 2 firearms. Oscar only brought 1, but I think this one will take almost all your cash. It takes all of your cash. Then we'll take some bullets for your Sia later. And while we're here, we may as well check under Sia. Actually, we'll check under why I have bullets on me. She has not recycled her inventory yet. Okay, so let's go to... hold on. First, how much of these drugs do I possess on me? I don't need 15 of these. I do, however, want to take some crossbows back with me to vendor them. I guess I'll take all my crossbows. Actually, this is kind of dumb. Why am I actually carrying these? I can just leave them here because I have the juice. I can leave these barrels can actually be where I keep the equipment I even want to sell to Lattleman. I don't need to carry all of them with me. I did that with Garrett because I didn't know there was a rift gate there until after I had already beaten all the Black Sea content. Alright, so we're heading back down to the docks. And now, we'll head over to Ray's. I think they'll be open. If they're not, okay, well then I guess we have a choice. I can go back to the Black Sea and begin our first mission, or I can elect to do Upper Underrail to accumulate more credits, which I'm going to want. Let's first see if this place is open. It is. Substantial man, substantial smile. He greets you as soon as you enter his domain, inviting you further in with a wave of his hand. Hi there, friend. Come in, we're open. What can I do for you? An oily wrench lays on his desk, only an old smeared rag separating one from the other. You notice it. He notices it. An instant later, it disappears into one of his deep pockets, wrapped in the rag. His smile was never gone. That should not be there. We, Gib and I, were fixing one of them 208s for a client of ours. Field repairs. Just got back to the shop, so sorry about my appearance. So you're here for a jet? Parts? Repairs? Huh. I just came in to see what this place was about. You open your mouth, but the voice that is heard is not yours. I'm sorry. Name's Raymond, sir. The owner. You were saying? I'm interested in purchasing a jet ski. Hardcore. Well now, friend? By the way, what do I call you, son? What's your name? Gabriel. Gabriel. Got it. He smiles. Now, Gabriel, I'm gonna ask you one thing now before we proceed. Is this your first jet, or have you owned at least or ridden one before? I've rode them before. Yeah. Actually, we can also say the number 3. So, I'm going to skip a lot of this, the explaining of this, because I don't think we need to hear it. I can summarize things for us when we go out there and look at the jet skis. I'm currently using some piece of junk, more like jetsam than jet. But now I'm itching to get the real deal. That's a rite of passage we all must take, Gabriel. And it ain't just a coin, nah. You can't just hop into a beast straight away, right? You'll dominate yourself if you ain't got the experience. Can't deny that. We got lots of different jets, Gabriel. The only question is what you need and how much coin you got. If you're looking for something cheaper, something to get you from point A to point B, we offer a variety of junk jets at your disposal. If you, however, want to get from point A to point B mighty fast, maybe dominate some asshats along the way, or return to hauling lots of loot, or you just cruise around with style, then maybe you ought to take a look at something a bit better. Show me the good stuff. I'm not a zoner. That's what I like to hear. Here they are, Gabriel. I keep these inside because I don't want to risk some assless son of a rat nabbing them. As you can see, these are mean machines. We got speeders, fighters, freighters. Take your pick. But do know that some of these can set you back by tens of thousands of charons. So we could ask about let's ask what the important things are, but we're not going to go into detail about it. What are some important things I need to know about when choosing a jet ski? Well, it depends upon what you want from your jet, but basically you can break it down into 4 parts you gotta consider. The frame, that's the most important one, the engine, the battery, and the suspension. There's a bunch of stuff you can get for your jet, accessories and whatnot, but these 4 are the pipes and barrels. Got it. So tell me about the plasma leviator. Glow's bigger brother. The plasma leviator is yet another hardcore jet hailing from good old Hexagon. The thing is definitely not as stylish as Glow, but it packs a bigger punch without a question. Instead of lasers, this thing has got XP39 twin plasma cannons which draw power from the jet's batteries. Yeah, it's got 2, since the thing's a powder hog. It's fairly slow due to its heavy armor, and the right choice for those who'd rather be trading speed for some extra protection and firepower. It sounds exactly like us. Can I take a closer look at one of them? Sure, inspect any jet you like, and feel free to take a look at what's under the hood. Yeah? You got questions? Just ask. Thanks. I will. Let's quick save. So, jets come in a sit-down version of them, or a standing one. I don't know if there's a difference between them. I rode a sit-down one with Garrett. I was able... So, some spoilers here. At a certain point during our quests in the Black Sea, the main facility will become under attack by pirates who will have ambushed the facility while we are not there. They will have captured the professor. We, however, when I last recorded this game with Garrett, I had pickpocketing, and I had pickpocketed the radio off the trader who was in the camp. I then turned this radio in, and it was discovered who the trader was. When the ambush took place, Aegis Incorporated was ready for them, and they eliminated all the hostiles. Chief Briggs was so impressed that he gave Garrett the keys to an Aegis Incorporated jet ski. It was an amazing upgrade from the junk jet that we had, and arguably saved us like 20,000 charons. It's incredible. That makes pickpocketing worth it, just for that alone if you have the DLC, in my honest opinion. I think you need something like an 80 or maybe a 90 effective pickpocket to get that device from the trader. In any case, that probably will not happen to Gabriel. I don't see how it will, so we're going to be forced to buy a jet ski. So let's look at the plasma leviator. So this says drive it. The moment we do that, we're in combat because we're not allowed to get onto the vehicle. Or we can access parts in the trunk. Also note, see the security cameras? I think they might have patched this. It might have been possible to steal the junk jets originally, but it is no longer possible to do so. Trying to steal a junk jet will put the entirety of Core City, it will make them hostile against you. So you're going to have to purchase these, to my knowledge. Unless, of course, you don't care about Core City and decide that you never will come back here again. Let's take a look at the hood. So here is the plasma leviator. We can see that it has this current sized engine. Here's its power cell, one power cell. Here's an extra power cell. It has room for some suspension and room for a secondary engine. Can I move this? Nope. Okay, can't move it. I wanted to see what engine type is allowed to be in that slot. Like if a size 3 could be in it. But I can't tell. So here we can see the durability. These are the vehicle's hit points. When the vehicle reaches 0, it is destroyed, and to my knowledge, you will die if you were on the vehicle in the water and it is destroyed. This is the amount of power that it has, energy, in this case being provided by the 2 energy cells. Here's how much power the engine is currently drawing. Here's how much power will be, how much energy will be consumed when you travel 1 kilometer. Here's how much it weighs. The more weight you put onto the junk, to your jet ski, the slower it will move. I keep myself really burdened lightly as possible when I play Underrail. Some people don't. It's, I watched, what's his name? Bring It Don is the gentleman's name. And God bless him, I have no clue how he managed to put up with driving around with almost 200 pounds of weight on a crappy jet ski, going all of 2 miles per hour everywhere. Holy crap. Woo! I would not put up with that. Nope. And so I don't intend to do that with Gabriel either. We already are at a disadvantage compared to Garrett because we weigh 145 pounds right now. Garrett weighed 70 when he didn't have anything weighing him down, like any extra equipment looking to sell that stuff. Here's how fast it moves. Higher number is better. Here's how much is modified by the jet frame and what have you itself. If I'm not on it, here's how fast it moves. This is its stability. This will come into play when we're trying to actually fight things. And here is a bonus to melee damage when you're riding around and wielding the hammer, kind of like jousting things or what have you. We can see its defense. The cover is the chance that the frame will take the hit instead of me. And we can see various resistances to different types of attacks here as well. The jets, there was nothing here that I was using, so I can't show you what it would compare to. The torpedo was the one I wanted to buy with Garrett, but in the end, when I got the Aegis jet ski, there was no reason for me to drop $20,000 on the torpedo. What can I do for you, Gabriel? I'm interested in purchasing a jet ski. Let's see how much the plasma leviator costs. Sure. Which one? Don't be afraid to ask questions. Tell me about the... Oh, is this us asking questions? Oh, okay. Hold on. I want to purchase one. Plasma leviator. It's yours for $2,800. Maybe I haven't decided. Okay. So we need 28,000 credits if we want the plasma leviator. We have 11,000 currently. So this means that I might off-screen the cheat engine, where I just sell everything I've been storing up and seeing if I can get that much money. I don't think we can. I think we'll be close, but I think, like, we had $28,000, but after purchasing the house, getting all the desks purchased, buying super steel, purchasing good equipment for crafting, I'm down to only 11,000. So our mercantile looks like cannot act. Maybe our mercantile is helping us with that, but I'm not too sure if it is. All right, so let's look at some spare parts. You're in the right place, Gabriel, because we got a hardcore assortment of engines, battery, suspensions, from cheap to coin melted. We got it all. Of course, we also stock cells for powering your jets, ammo and all the... Bah, enough of my yapping. Let me show you what we got. So Ray will sell, as you can see, different types. Pay attention to the sizes and what you're purchasing, because you'll want to make sure they fit in the slots for your vehicle. Oh, he sells normal plasma cells. That's good to know. We can make MK3 grenades with those. Okay. Now, I think... Oh, I thought there might be a way for him to... Oh, here we go. Is that all you got in your inventory, Ray? I expected a better selection from the only jet ski shop in South Underrail. I can't say whether I have something hardcore lying in the back, but I can say that if I did, it would be for special customers only. If being one of your special customers means having more money than self-control, then I might just be that kind of person. I can't reveal what makes one a special customer, but you certainly got it. Check this out. Oh, hello! I never even saw one of these before. Notice the price as well. This is also horrendously expensive. Now that value doesn't mean 103,000 charons, but this is going to be expensive. We're talking like probably close to 5,000 to 10,000 charons just for this vehicle part. So keep that in mind as you take a look at all this stuff. Okay, so we can't afford the Leviator. So instead, let's head on out. Oh, and these are the junk jets that he sells. Most of them are cheap. This one is a bit more expensive than the freighter. If... I don't know if I should say it. I guess I can, because I've been talking about spoilers, everyone. If you get into... If the ferryman dies, you will need that... You will need that jet ski, or a jet ski that can act as a hauler to complete the Black Sea content. Now, we've actually been playing for like 45 minutes, so I think we're probably going to be stopping here. Off screen, I'm going to go ahead and do the cheat engine and just sell everything I have in my inventory. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Alternatively, what I could do is just stop the recording, wait an hour and a half, selling my stuff, wait an hour and a half, selling my stuff, and keep doing that. But this will make it much faster and much less painful for me, so I'm going to do that to use the cheat engine instead. Again, though, remember everyone, when I use the cheat engine, I am not actually doing something I mean, I am cheating. I have to admit I am. However, I am not giving myself money. I am instead just making the merchants cycle their inventory faster. I will not give myself any cash. And if in the end, I still do not have enough money, so be it. Then we're going to have to find some other way to make the cash I need. Alright, everyone. So, I will be back in the next episode, because I do think we're playing for close to... If nothing else, we're playing far enough for this one. When we come back, I might have enough money, in which case we'll buy that Plasma Leviator right off the bat. Or maybe I'll wait an episode, this way you guys can give me, well, nah, I really do want that jet ski. So, yeah, so we'll be back, and hopefully you'll have money to purchase it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone. Hey, everyone. Just want to give you a heads up that I do not have the money. We need another 5,000 coins. I've sold everything that I had in my barrels. Ooh, look how empty everything is. Well, almost everything, I suppose. I still have 2 crossbows left. But when these are fully repaired, I might have another 500 to 600 charons by selling both of them. However, that won't be enough. So I'm going to end this video with a question to you guys, because I probably won't record the next one of these until this one has been uploaded. Would you like me to start the Black Sea content, or would you like me to instead get the money necessary to purchase that jet ski first? Because we can do several things. off-screen, I can go back to the Grey Army military base and loot those bodies, bring the loot back, and sell all of it. That might give me what I need. And if it doesn't, we could then go, and I would do that off-screen. And then, if it still doesn't give us the cash we need, I could do upper Underrail, in which case that would probably give us what we need to make up the difference. So let me know in the comments section if you would like me to pursue getting that jet ski, or say, nah, just start the DLC content as it is, Tim. The next time you would realistically come back here, then go ahead and focus on trying to get that money. In which case, that would be anywhere from like 3 to 5 videos from now. Alright everyone, so I will see you guys in the next one. Take care everyone, and thanks again for watching.